Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 13th. I am recovering from Las Vegas. Therefore, this is going to be the Vegas episode of what has happened with me over the last 4 days. This is going to be my Las Vegas recap, basically, of everything I did and running around. And I think it's kind of made today a no compete day for Sean. I was going to try to get to Disneyland. It may still happen tonight, but I am exhausted and I probably need to pick up some sleep. We stayed at the Venetian. Venetian is awesome. I am a big fan. Every room is a suite. It is a little pricey, but the pools are great. The entertainment's great. The food is great. I always love the Venetian. Big fan of it. Palazzo right next door is basically a copy paste for the most part. But if you go to Vegas, I highly recommend the Venetian. You get really cool rooms. They're on two levels. Every single one's on two levels, which is super sweet. So big fan of that. Now I'm gonna kind of talk about some things I did throughout the 4 days. Let's go to Mandalay Bay. Mandalay Bay, we did this miniature golf experience called Swingers, and like halfway through it, I realized, oh my god, this was the nightclub here years ago, and they turned it into a miniature golf like restaurant. A lot of fun, a little expensive for the experience, in my opinion, because well, it's Vegas, but it was a fun experience. I liked it, miniature golf. It wasn't too challenging of a course. You can drink and order food and everything like that, which is great. They also have an arcade in there, which is kind of fun. So I kind of would recommend that. We ate at a restaurant at Mandalay Bay. Horrible to say. They had a good pizza, uh, but I don't remember the name of the place now that I'm thinking about it. It's like right by Swingers. It's literally across the way. I completely blanked on it, so that's bad. Also won some money at Mandalay Bay. So Mandalay Bay on this trip, two thumbs up. They did a good job. Luxor didn't really spend a lot of time in there. That's the Egyptian one. Just kind of walked in, out. I don't think we gambled in there. We just kind of walked through it. Excalibur, kind of the same thing. I will say two things about. I will say one thing about both those properties though. Usually they're on like the cheaper side, and they smell cheap, and like they're super crowded and everything like that with college kids. They actually weren't too bad this time around, so I was pretty surprised by that. I don't know if they're like upping the game on like okay, these some of these lower tier resorts like we got to make them feel better. They actually felt and smelt and didn't feel dirty like they usually do. So good job for that. New York, New York, good time. Walked around there. Tried to get on the roller coaster, but $25 a ride is absolutely insane. I cannot do that. I was like willing to go eight. I can't spend $25 on one go on the roller coaster. I don't know how people do it, but that's beyond me. Went to Park MGM, great Italian place, like an Italian food court. Tried a whole bunch of stuff there. Big two thumbs up with Park MGM. Let's kind of go up the strip a little bit. Walk through Cosmopolitan. Not much to say there. It's very glittery and glamourly and everything like that. Bellagio has one of my favorite games on the strip, the horse racing game. Spent a lot of time on that. So that was my big shout out in Bellagio. Caesar's always a good time. Kind of walked through there, nothing too much to report on. Did a lot of walking through, like Flamingo. Um, Now the Vanderpump Hotel, which was the Cromwell, the Link. A lot of those are kind of just the same a little bit. But saw the flamingos at Flamingo and stuff like that. Um, yeah, not much else to really remark on those. We went to TI, which with the construction with Hard Rock, I would say out of all the casinos, that seems to have had the biggest impact. TI is quiet. That was the quietest and probably the only casino we saw all weekend. That was quiet. But every other one we went into, kind of buzzy and kind of like even on Monday, you know, buzzy. A lot of people kicking around, a lot of things going down. Um, so, uh, yeah, Ti was the only one that was really. I love going to Ti. The main reason I love to go to Ti is the tables are cheaper. So, I'm always a big fan of that. Went to Win, went to Encore, just kind of walked around, glamorous place, very nice. Um, a lot to offer, but I don't have too much to say about Win and Encore. I think I won some money there too, actually. Won money there, won money at Mandalay, made money at TI. I think I lost everywhere else. Sounds about right. Yeah. Also, went to Circus Circus. More for the kicks of, is Circus Circus really that bad? And this was kind of my report for Circus Circus. The outside of Circus Circus is bad. It does not look good. It does not seem safe. But you go inside the casino, and it's older. Don't get me wrong. And the carpets need a good clean. But outside of that, I was pretty impressed for a kids friendly hotel. I thought it was better than Excalibur. So, as much crap as Circus Circus gets, I don't think it's totally the safest place to be at night. Um, but at least me walking around on a Sunday afternoon, I kind of shrugged my shoulders and said, it's actually not as bad as some of the reviews I've actually seen. I hadn't walked in Circus Circus probably in, God, I don't know, like 20 years. So I kind of went in with fresh eyes. Yeah, then we, did a lot of eating, did a lot of sightseeing. Overall just had a good old time. And, Vegas is always fun. The only thing that's a downer about Vegas is it is expensive. That part has not changed. It is quite expensive. And, if you have a car, I always say get off the strip. You're going to pay cheaper prices. On this one, we kind of just hung by the pool, danced from casino to casino, met up with some friends here and there. Um, so that was kind of our trip. So it wasn't really a planned, hey, let's go off the strip. I mean, I always love going to Red Rock. It's further off the strip. Palms, those places where you can get a little bit more bang for your buck. But hey, it was fun just kind of walking around. But that's where I've been for the last few days. Sorry I haven't had an episode come up. I just didn't have the time to do it in the hotel room or anything like that, and didn't really have great internet connections along the way. So I was like, we'll just wait until till Wednesday morning and give a nice little recap video. I'm also thinking if I'm able, because it's so close where I'm at here in Southern California. When I'm here, it's a 3 hour and 30-minute drive door to door. I'm thinking about doing some Las Vegas content here and there because it's fun. There's a lot to see, a lot of things that we didn't do, like the Universal Horror Nights. Didn't go to Area 15. A lot of those things that I'll do. More content trip. This was not as much of a content trip. It's more of a just kind of kick back, relax trip. But there's a lot of things to see throughout. So, thank you guys so much for watching. That was my Vegas trip. We'll be back tomorrow.